You said yourself not long ago, the system is broken. But let's start by giving the audience a real picture of what is going on with some statistics. So let's have a look at this. You can see there how much the prospect of owning your own home has changed. Earnings have doubled since 1997. House prices have increased 4.5 times, a huge, huge change. Then 10 years ago, if we look at our next graphic, we can show people the kind of impact that has had on social housing. Social housing, 180,000 of them have been lost since between 2012 and 2022, while the Conservatives have been in charge. That has resulted in such huge pressure being put on. If we look at the next set of statistics, that has meant we've got more and more evictions. Just last year, 6,003, just over 6,000 in 2022, rather. Last year, a significant increase to more than 9,000 people losing their rented homes when they had done nothing wrong, those so-called no-fault evictions. And the knock-on from that to temporary accommodation, where people end up, is a huge increase. You can see there, 2013, not long after the Conservatives had taken charge, 55,000. Now, 2023, more than 100,000 people in temporary accommodation. Now, Michael Gove, looking at that picture, it is bleak. You yourself said the system is broken. So who broke it?
Well, all of the areas which you've drawn attention to are areas where we are taking action now. So we're taking action to increase the supply of homes overall. And it's important to stress that there have been 2.5 million homes built since 2010. And that if you look over the last 30 years, the 4 years with the highest number of new homes have been since 2019.
But who broke the system?
Well, there are a variety of different factors that have driven the challenges that we face. One is been the pressure, particularly in our cities, sometimes as a result of overseas investment, but certainly as a result of population growth. The other thing has been the need to ensure that we have a pipeline of new homes, and that's why we're taking action this week, and we already have been in preceding months to increase the supply, particularly in our cities, where the demand is greatest. And then a third factor, which I think is important to bear in mind as well, is access to mortgage finance. And in the wake of the 2008 financial crash, for entirely understandable reasons, the rules were tightened up on lending overall, and that's had an impact on people's capacity to buy. But briefly, there were two other things you mentioned there. Social homes, critically important, and the private rented sector, where we're taking action on both.